All right, so here we are at 1080p on the 5050. Got it paired with a 14100F, so this is definitely geared to be a 1080p machine on a budget, and it's not really meant to be like my other tests, which tend to have like a more, kind of real world scenario. I think that this is a real world scenario for people who might be on the old platform, might be upgrading from something like a 2060 or something like that. But, we're just going to keep on jumping into it and see what we can expect here, because the 5050 has a major advantage in the fact that it does now support DLSS 4.5, which is pretty incredible, and it makes this card more relevant to me. I've played with it some, and this is just what we're going to get into here. So right now we are at low settings at 1080p. We're at 71 FPS. So let's just jump into it, and I'll show you kind of what I've got going on here. All right, so graphics, everything is set to low. Obviously, no upscaling or anything like that right now. So let's just kick it over to the medium setting. Let's go back to DLAA. Let's jump over to it. That's what we're testing out. This is the M model. So we'll check out the L model, and I'll be honest with you, I've been pretty impressed based on what I've been able to see so far. And we're just going to apply it to this entry-level, super cheap graphics card with access to DLSS 4.5, which is really the bigger deal, in my opinion, than necessarily its price or anything like that, like it used to be. But yeah, here we are at 60 FPS on the M model. We're not doing any upscaling yet. We don't need to. I tend to just upscale when I need to and just keep on going from there. PCL's in the 40s, so this is a very fluid experience. Nothing wrong at all. Everything seems to be fine. All right, so let's just keep on going. Looks like we're going to have to go up, and when we do, I'm pretty sure we're going to have to kick on some upscaling. It already wants to, so let's go back to that super resolution DLAA here. So no upscaling. Then right here, turn all this stuff off because it makes the image look bad. I don't know why they insist on forcing that down your throat, but here we are. We'll fix it every time. I usually try to remember. So right here, this is just DLAA and the high setting. So it's going to tip under 60, which is normal. I feel like that's fine. We're still at a PCL of 43 milliseconds, so everything looks good there. I am using NVIDIA Reflex, so I highly recommend using that for the small performance hit potentially that it could have. It keeps your PCL just way, way, way lower, and it ensures that the graphics card is running at its full capacity all the time, at least as much as it can. So I definitely recommend turning that on if you want to be able to really enjoy some of these kind of lower end cards with you're at 47 FPS, but your PCL is at 44 milliseconds, which PCL would typically be much higher on FPS in the 40s. So I do like using that reflex a lot. So anyway, let's just keep on going through it. We're in the 50s right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quality upscale, and the good thing, too, about DLSS 4.5 that I don't hear a lot of people talking about is usually your sharpness right here. So if your sharpness is cranked way out, then if you go into using frame generation, it could potentially make your image look very ghosted. It kind of exaggerates that. But with the new DLSS 4.5, that ghosting effect, especially when using anything like frame generation in conjunction with it, is just gone. I mean, it's just fixed. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Sharpen it however you want to. I like a lot of sharpening. Some people don't like a lot of sharpening. Whatever you want to do. I enjoy a lot of sharpening. So right here at 70 FPS, that gave us a nice performance boost, and we are at 35 milliseconds. So 78 FPS here, 83. So we're looking really, really good. Very, very strong. Our VRAM mainly is something we need to pay attention to because it's only got 8 gigs. Now we are at 1080p, so I don't expect us to go over 8 gigs, but it's just kind of nice to keep in mind that we have that metric up there so we can keep an eye on it. All right, so let's just jump over here and keep going up. We've got plenty of headroom. We can absolutely go up to ultra. It's going to do that now. Go up to ultra, keep it on quality. I'm going to switch back over to the quality model. Leave the sharpness. I like it. It's not hurting anything. Let's keep on going down here. All right, let's turn all this off here. Keep going. So this is all of our settings. Pause if you need to. I like to include these sections because I don't like to leave you wondering. If anything looks different from what I say, you'll be able to know it. So that's why I leave that in there. So right here on ultra settings, at 1080p, you're at 70 FPS with quality DLSS. Now, another big thing that DLSS has done for us is usually on something like 1080p, I wouldn't want to go much past quality because it started to degrade because you are upscaling from a pretty low resolution. So if you're on 1080p and you're on performance, you're upscaling from 540p. It's like half. So it's like very, very low. But with this new model, that doesn't seem to carry as much weight. It still looks pretty sharp. So it's kind of done a lot of things. It's unlocked more upscaling options, and thereby it has unlocked lower end cards for higher resolution with, of course, more performance because you are able to upscale more. So that's why I just want to take a look at the 5050 because it is the cheapest option to get DLSS 4.5, which is arguably like kind of what you're paying for by going with a card like this. You're getting access to that like really, really good upscaling technology, which is just not available anywhere else. I mean, it's better on the AMD side than it ever has been, but it ain't this. It's a whole new league now. So anyway, let's just keep going here. So 70, 73 FPS, 72. But yeah, so let's jump over into it. I used to say that quality FSR and quality DLAA or DLSS looked very, very similar, whereas they used to not. But since 4.5, that goalpost has been moved yet again. So let's just keep that in mind. So here we go. We've got quality set. We got ray trace local shadows. This is the first ray tracing setting that we're going to check out here on a 5050. So let's jump through here and see what we can do. All right, so on quality DLSS, with that first level of ray tracing, not path tracing, that's way more intensive, but ray tracing is going to definitely be possible. So right here, we're at 64 FPS with still a 40 millisecond PCL. Enjoying some quality upscaling. Looks super nice. I could totally play it like this. So, this is a viable setting for sure. Now our VRAM allocation's over 7, so we just got to keep that in mind. As we start to put more demand on it, especially with ray tracing, it's going to creep that up on us a little bit. So, in conjunction with that, though, we can upscale further and get that VRAM back down. So let's do that. Let's jump over to that very next level of ray tracing and see exactly what it behaves like. So let's come over here. Let's go to ray tracing medium. All right, so still on that. Still need to just keep it on quality. That's what we were on. So let's see how it runs. Come down here, turn all this off. All right, pause if you want to take a look here. All right, so let's just jump back into it. So quality on medium ray tracing. This brings in your sun lighting, I believe is what it's called, something like that. I'll correct myself in a minute when I look at the menu. But it's you've got your local shadows, and I believe it's sun shadows or something like that. But yeah, we're at 47, 40, 50 FPS here. 48 to 50 milliseconds, which 50 milliseconds is about where I like to be. I like to do 50 milliseconds and under is fine to me. Some people I've just gained from the comments that 50 milliseconds is way too high for them, or some people say that it doesn't really affect them too much. I'm a controller player most of the time, so I can put up with a lot more latency than probably someone who's very used to like competitive shooters on mouse and keyboard. You're definitely going to be more sensitive to it because that's what you're used to. So everybody's a little different, but I just like to put the numbers up there so you can make your own determination. But yeah, let's jump over into it. We're going to have to do a little bit more upscaling. So we're just going to switch over to balance, leave everything else the same. This is just going to give us a little bit more performance back. All right, so balance gets us close to 60, not quite there, but yeah, we are at 53 milliseconds, 46, 47, 56. So let's just keep on running around here, try not to kill anybody. I don't want the cops on me. But yeah, we're at 60 milliseconds. So right here, I would probably say from this point forward, performance is going to be the way to go. So let's jump over and leave it on performance M model. That is still relevant. So let's check that out. All right, so nothing else changed. All we did was just kick it over to performance. We're still on the M model. All right, so we're going to get a lot back on this. We're going to be able to really push it a little bit more. So let's let it catch up. There we go. All right, I'm sitting there talking, looking at 30s. Like, come on, let's get into it. So that gives us about 64, 67 back here. Now, it does run a little better back here. So this is an ideal situation. So let me get over here around the roundabout just to kind of show you what it would look like in a worse situation. This is why I like Dogtown a lot. It gives you kind of a best and worst case area kind of right next to each other as I make this lap. So that's why I use Dogtown so much. Specifically this little circuit that I always drive through. So I saw a 57 in there, but it recovered pretty quickly. We're back up in the 60s now, so that's really good to see. All right, so let's jump over and go to let's leave it on performance, and let's go up to that very next level of ray tracing. So that would be ray tracing ultra. And of course, let's turn that auto off. We need to bring that back over to performance. So here's what we got working for us right here. We've got everything basically maxed out here. I've gone ahead and activated Psycho. It does not require a lot more horsepower. It's barely any different at all. So I'm just going to leave it on so we can go ahead and test the absolute max setting here. But this is what you're looking at here. So let's just keep on keeping on here. So all right, so let's jump over. Now I did have to insert this. That's why the screen jumped. I realized I screwed it up. So I'm redoing it and pasting it back into my main timeline. So right here we are looking about 57 FPS with 55 milliseconds. So right here on the max ray tracing you can possibly run, so the level right before path tracing, which is incredibly difficult, you are able to get 60 FPS with no frame gen and performance. I mean, you're still looking, you know, in the 50s here and there, but you got to consider the card as well, and the fact that on ultra performance it is quite impressive. I mean, ultra performance with L looks a lot like what you're looking at now on performance with M. So we're going to jump over and do that. Again, I just kind of inserted this and we'll keep on going here. And I did want to take the time to clear something up. I noticed on my previous mention of DLSS 4.5 that it was only available on the 50 series. And what I meant was the entire suite, which includes 6x frame gen and multi-frame generation like you have now. So sorry if that was not clear. You can access the new model on all of the RTX cards. So, you know, I just want to take the time to clear that up just in case that was super confusing earlier. But yeah, let's just keep going, and I'll see you in Ultra Performance. Let's just keep going. I'm going to jump over to Ultra Performance, and then I'm going to switch it over to the L model. So we're going to look at Ultra Performance right here. We'll change nothing else. We're just going to leave it all the same. So this is just ray trace lighting, Ultra on this, and ray trace lighting all the way maxed out. So everything is exactly as it was. So Ultra Performance does look better on M. But the preset L is more tuned for it, and I can tell you right now, this is definitely a little bit blurrier than the L preset would be, but it does give you kind of an idea of the performance you can expect, because the L model gives you a little bit more it gives you a little bit more clarity while trying its best to maintain the same FPS and overall performance, because right here at 70 FPS and 41 milliseconds, and our VRAM allocation is still around 2.1. We're only using 5.8 though, so that's good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump over to the L model. I'm going to do a nice clean restart, and we'll get back into it before we jump into frame generation, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, so here we are on the L model, and as you can see, hopefully you've got your screen full sized and you're streaming in at the highest quality 4K that you can, because what you can see is on the L model, the detail, the sharpness, the clarity that you can now see is tremendously better than it has ever been on Ultra Performance. Playing Ultra Performance on 1080p used to just be like, why would anyone be able to put up with that? I mean, it looked so terrible. I mean, it was a blurry, grainy mess. But right here, I mean, I am finding it hard pressed to tell a difference between performance on the M preset versus Ultra Performance on the L preset here. Now, as you can see, it's not running as high of a performance metric over here. I mean, we're in the 50s now, where we used to kind of be in the mid 60s. But with your PCL the way it is, I mean, your PCL's down in the high 30s, low 40s. This is perfect to frame generate from. And I don't think that anything would necessarily feel bad, especially on a controller with some frame generation. What I'm going to do now is just jump over and test out that Psycho right here, just so we cover it. So this is the exact same settings. I just bumped up the ray tracing to Psycho just to like really max out what the highest level of ray tracing would be. So we're not on path tracing yet, so that might be a little bit too much to ask. But we're going to check it out once we kick on some frame generation and see if that can be doable. So I don't think it's going to be as terrible of an experience as people imagine. So what I'm going to do now is just turn on the overdrive. So we're going to go all the way up, see how bad it is. So let's just go over to overdrive, go back to ultra performance, leave that sharpness on, turn off ray reconstruction. That way it doesn't break the model. Turn all this stuff off. We don't need any of that film grain junk on. So what I'm going to do here is just go through it, take a look, and jump up into the game here. So let's see what we are working with here. So this is a 50-50 on Ultra Performance L model, looking sharp. It just still blows my mind how good Ultra Performance looks now. But you have to use that L preset in the overrides of the NVIDIA app. I wish it were automatic, but you have to override it to the L model. But once you do that, I mean, you got a PCL in the high 40s, low 50s, and an FPS that is not terrible. I mean, yeah, it's not 60 all the time, but you're also talking about a card that's often under its MSRP of $250. Generally, you can find it on some sort of deal, and you're able to run a very, very, very demanding game with path tracing right here. So really what you're doing is kind of throwing all the DLSS tools at it, and that's where this card really has become more of a viable option to me. Is yes, the price to raw performance is not anything to write home about, but the access to ultra performance on 4.5 is more what you're paying for than the actual ability to just raw push pixels like we're used to in the old days, I guess. But upscaling is becoming more and more relevant, and unless you want a 1500 watt card, we're going to have to get used to upscaling. And upscaling plus AI, being able to train these models and get things looking nice and sharp, I think it's only going to get better and better, and it's going to prevent us from having to have a second power supply in our computers just to run the graphics card. I mean, that's the direction it was heading with 4K especially. So let's just jump over and see about some frame generation. It does require a restart, so I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. All right, so here we are with a different setting. I've just noticed something. The blurriness tells me that we have accidentally, yep, there it is, turn off ray reconstruction. So right here, that model just automatically clicks it back on whenever you do a restart. So right here, we're ultra performance, and everything looks good. 2x, all this stuff is still off. Everything's maxed out. So this is still path tracing, so it's still the overdrive. So yeah, now we have a nice sharp image again, so we aren't breaking that model. But yeah, I could instantly tell. That's how big of the difference it is. You can instantly tell whenever that ray reconstruction is on and reverting you back to a old version of the preset. So right here, this gives us 94 FPS with a PCL in the low 50s. It's kind of blinking in and out, but I'm able to catch it. Yes, in the mid to low 50s with 96 FPS here. And everything does look really good. I mean, this is, obviously not perfect because you are upscaling the crap out of this thing, like 360p. But with what it's doing with 360p and what I'm seeing is quite remarkable. It's just really, really crazy how far this DLSS stuff has come. From when it used to look like a potato. It was pretty bad at the beginning, but now it's just incredible looking. So let's jump up to 3x and see what we can expect here. So 91, 122 FPS. Everything still looks so nice and sharp. It's just crazy. It's just wild. So yeah, now that did cost us a little bit of latency. We're at 72 milliseconds to high 60s. So in my opinion, 3x isn't really worth it since 2x is just fine. But I still like to just run through them just to kind of give you the latency numbers because everyone, a little bit different when it comes to that. So let's jump up to 4x here. All right, so let's come 4x. So we are at 150 FPS here on a 50-50. Now, our PCL is in the 70s. Between 70 and I've seen some 90s as well, so it's definitely a little bit too high for me. Again, I don't like to use any more frame generation than what I need, and really 2x is perfect to me. I don't think anything over 2x is necessary on a game like this. But yeah, we are looking pretty good as far as all the different uses of DLSS have absolutely been thrown at this to get it to run at 1080p, which is absolutely the target resolution for this card. But speaking of target resolutions, I really do want to see what we can do on 1440, just out of pure curiosity. So I'm going to do a restart, get all that set up, and I'll be right back. All right, so here we are at 1440p with ultra performance and 2x frame generation. I'm going to get around here and I'll show you guys real quick the setup, what I've got going on here. So just going to jump into it. So we have got basically, this is all your ray tracing right here. As you can see, path tracing is off. So this is a complete maxed out version of ray tracing. We've got ultra performance enabled, of course, and right here 2x frame generation, and all this stuff down here is as follows. You can grab a screenshot or pause the video if you need to. So let's jump over into it and just run around here with 2x frame gen and freaking ultra performance. Like, look at this. This is just incredible. Our PCL is 57. I mean, that's way acceptable. And you're working with 85 FPS on a damn 50-50 at 1440p. I mean, this is a viable setting now. Ultra performance is completely viable. It isn't absolutely perfect, as I said, but it looks 90% better than ultra performance ever has. The blurriness is gone. Things are so much sharper. I would say it looks just as good as performance did. Maybe DLSS 3 performance. DLSS 4 performance still looks a tiny bit better, but not by a huge margin. I mean, it's just ever so slightly a little bit sharper. Again, make sure you're looking at these in full screen with the highest level of stream quality that you can run. These are all shot at 4K, AV1, huge files. I'm trying to get around the YouTube's compression as much as I can for you guys, fight that a little bit. But yeah, we are looking like just an insane level of performance from this little card. And like I said earlier, it's not necessarily the brute force of the card, it's more the access to DLSS 4.5 that the card provides you, if that makes sense. So we're looking like 83 FPS here. So let's jump over, do a little bit more frame generation. Now, just for fair warning, I would not go this high. I think 2x is more than enough without sacrificing all that latency and response time. So yeah, I don't want to add latency when I don't need to, but this will give you 100 FPS with 67 milliseconds on your PCL. So again, this isn't path tracing yet. We'll check that out. I'm sure it's going to run kind of rough, but we'll see. Yeah, so let's jump over and go to that next level. So we're going to go up to 4x and see what that can provide us. So that gives us a little smoother image, but at the cost of more latency. Our latency is still let's see, not horrible, 71 milliseconds, so it still feels okay on a controller. Now on a mouse and keyboard it would probably feel pretty bad, but you are generating quite a bit of fake frames here. But that reflex is just keeping your PCL down as much as it can, even with that circumstance in there. So let's jump over to go back to 2x just to take a look at it here. I'm going to go to Overdrive. I'm going to obviously use Ultra Performance, turn ray reconstruction off, go back to 2x. So all that looks good. Okay, so path tracing is on. Turn all this stuff off. All right, so now everything is as it is here, so no big deal. Everything looks good. All right, so 2x path tracing. Let's see what it does here. That gives us, let's see, PCL is at 93 milliseconds, pretty high. 55 FPS here. And it looks remarkably good. I mean, this is full overdrive path tracing. This is just not doable on a card at this price point on like anything else, and it looked this good. I mean, you take any $250 card without DLSS 4.5 with the L model, and it can't do this. I mean, it might have more raw power, but it's not going to be able to look this good at such an upscale. I mean, this is a dramatic upscale, and it still looks sharp enough. I mean, all things considered, when you consider like this is a super entry level card. But yeah, we're at 83 milliseconds here. So let's see what we can expect if we go up a little bit more on our frame generation. I mean, I'm not trying to overhype it or anything. It's just, it's such a big difference between what Ultra Performance used to be and what it is now. I mean, this is a big deal. And it just kind of like gives promise for, DLSS 5, DLSS 6, 7. They're just going to keep making it better and better and better. But yeah, we're looking like 80 FPS here and 86 milliseconds on our PCL, so that's pretty high. I'm getting a lot of weird ripples as well. I'm not using VSync, obviously, because I don't want to screw up any of the performance for you guys, but yeah, I'm getting a lot of like weird ripple effects in the screen, probably just due to the real frames being so far apart, so it's interpolating way more distance between those frames, which gives you this kind of like this odd tearing effect that you can probably see if you're really looking for it. But yeah, I mean, as I swing the camera around, you can kind of see. So I mean, really doing path tracing on Ultra Performance, it's doable. It's not ideal, but I mean, this is a $250 card that you can usually like get on sale. I mean, it's not like people are tripping over themselves to get these things. So if you're looking for a super budget build, I would probably say, and you want something new, you want something with all the bells and whistles that you can throw at it, this is not a bad option anymore, simply because of a free update to DLSS. So there you go. That's kind of nice. I mean, this is 1440p right here, so this is definitely not meant for anything outside of 1080p. But as we could see on 1080p, it was doing pretty well. So I'm going to stop the test here. I think we've kind of seen what this card is capable of now on that new model. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. If you like this kind of stuff, please consider subscribing. If you're not new here, we do these about 2 or 3, 4 or 5 times a week, depends on what my personal life looks like. But yeah, I try to get as many done as I can. So please subscribe if you haven't yet. If you aren't new here, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate the support. And yeah, we'll see you in the very next video. Peace.